All right, I'm back. Y'all, my internet is dropping. I don't know why. But if y'all are out there, hit me up in the chat. Let me make sure y'all there before I get going. I don't know why I can get this right every week. I'm having issues with this. But let me know if y'all can see this. Let me know. Comments. I say I have an excellent connection, but I don't know why it's dropping it. But if y'all can hear me and see it, let me know in the chat. All right. What's up, Taji? All right. Taji say she here, y'all. I'm sorry, man. This happened last week too, but I actually messed up the feed last week, so some people could get in, some people couldn't. Um, but now I'm having a connection issue. But all right, we gonna keep rolling. All right, more y'all popping in. Chantel, cool. Hey y'all, thank y'all for rolling with me. Yeah, I don't know what that's about. If it stops, I'll just reset it. Y'all just come right back. Last time, I'll tell you what happened last week, and it was actually user error. So basically, when I reset the show last week, right at the beginning of it, it tried to go live twice. So it canceled one, and then um, it like this the second one that it played, it ended up being like private, so people couldn't find it. So I figured that out. Again, I don't know why I keep getting bumped off, but we gonna roll it. Um, if I go off again, I'll try to get back on immediately. But in the meantime, thank y'all for staying with me. I'm gonna get back to it. Um, I was making some comments about what's been going on with the institution and the school, and so the the biggest reason, again, why, and I don't know if I explained myself last week or even the week before last week, but one of the reasons why I was very aggressive in how I presented the information to you all last week was because um I um I was very upset with how the kids were put in the middle of the whole situation. That bothered me. I'm still bothered by it today. Um, but again, I'm not going to dwell into all of that. But I was talking with so I made a post about Belvin Perry last week, and I just want to address this. So just so people know where my mind is and why my head is and why I may say some things, and but a friend of mine, an alum, made a comment on a post and was basically like, she didn't wish any ill will on me, but she surprised that the school or whomever hasn't silenced me for speaking out how I've been speaking out. And I responded kind of arrogantly that I like to see him try. But I don't really want him to try. And so, Michelle, she brought it up to me a couple of days ago, and I'll tell you all the same way I explained it to her. Um, we can never be afraid to speak truth to power. And part of the reason why I think we had to deal with the dorm deal, and part of the reason why, like, we've had a lot of the mess that we've had with respect to the institution over the last, so many years, is because we don't have people that can speak out and speak truth to power. Now, I didn't think I was going to be the person speaking for everybody, but I don't mind it, right? Because I think I'm doing it in love, right? And again, I don't ever wish to besmirch anyone's name. I don't ever wish to besmirch the institution, Dr. Bethune. But we have to be able to speak truth to power. And for a long time, we just didn't have the outlet to be able to do it. So that's why I have been as vocal because I know that I'm able to speak for people who don't have a voice, who don't follow the stories as closely and may not know what's going on so that they can speak out. And so again, this is a passion project, a love project, whatever you want to call it, because I love my institution as well, many of you that are watching. So just know, when I step out there like that, I'm not doing it. I'm not doing it to just be a jerk or a you know what, but I am going to make sure I speak out for, again, those kids, for the betterment of the institution. And if you get hit with, a stray bullet, you know, figuratively speaking, then, sorry, but not sorry, because you know, we got a great school, we got a great storied institution, and it is, we got to act like it. We got to treat it like, you know what I'm saying? We got to treat it like it is. Um, so yeah, that's the point I wanted to make about that. We not gonna have one of those episodes tonight. Tonight will be about the alumni, and I'm a little disappointed. And I'll tell y'all why. I'm not gonna tell y'all why now because I got a couple of things I wanna touch on, as far as news, or current news. Biggest thing to kick off the show is talking about the real MVPs. So, ever since I've started the show, I've been asking and soliciting contributions to help me just continue to run the operation of the show. And you all have just been amazing with continuing to pour into the show. And as we look to expand and grow, I'm like very thankful for the people that listen. If you reach into your wallet and pull out $1 for the show, I'm forever grateful. So I'm gonna do this again every show. I'm gonna shout out the people that I've given. This is for the month of January. I'll start a new list for February. But Edward, Chantel, I know you watching tonight. Shanique, Jacqueline, Derek, Frank, Derek, Tundra, Derek, and Kenya. I appreciate y'all. I really, 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 and I every week I'm gonna continue to let y'all know how much I love y'all, and appreciate you guys contributing to the show because it really does mean a lot. Um, so yeah, so let's get to it. Let's get down to some things. As far as news is concerned, um, we already talked about that. So, golden honors. So we are still ramping up the Golden Honors awards recognition, and I really think that is going to be amazing. Um, so for those of you that don't know, I don't know if I mentioned it last week, but the Golden Honors is going to be essentially an awards recognition program for alumni designed by us, right? The people who are out here, doing the work and doing the great things every day on your job, in your community, whatever it is. We want to make sure that the alumni gets their flowers. And like the whole platform, the whole apparatus of the Ave is essentially like for us so that we can be a voice. And I like to think of it as like a town hall where we kind of do it all. Like we share the good stories, we recognize our people, we recognize the institution, like all those things. And so the Golden Honors will do that in a more official capacity where we'll select a number of alumni based on submissions. We'll open up for submissions at some point. I know Michelle, she will be chairing it. She's already pulled together a committee. I think she's got like one or two more people to just confirm. And then once they get together, then they'll be doing their thing. I'm not running the show for this. This has been delegated to the committee, and Michelle, who's going to be the chair, and they will do their thing. I'll pop in when they need me, but I have given them my blessing to help design this program so that you guys get the maximum benefit, recognition, love from it. because a lot of y'all deserve it, man. I see so many alumni that are just out here like absolutely crushing it, and we don't even know about it. You know what I'm saying? Like y'all just out here working hard, doing good stuff, and don't nobody even know. And so the school, the institution, now one of my biggest gripes with them was that the lack of attention to alumni that has been evident over the last few years. Again, I'm not doing that on this show. I'm just making a point. But I will say that they have started to recognize, and I think they're doing like the alumni profiles or things now. Jasmine Burney was uh had one a couple of weeks ago or last week, and she's a great alumni. Like she's super connected in the political sphere, and she's always been on her P's and Q's. So shout out to her. And I think tonight I saw Tanya Francois get honor, and I believe, if I'm correct, she is the young lady who just won Emmy Award, I think, for um news. I think that's correct. So somebody can confirm. I'm not sure, but I feel like she won an Emmy like late last year, early this year for her work in broadcast journalism, which is amazing. We got a Wildcat that has a Grammy. I mean, not a Grammy, an Emmy. So that is like super amazing. Um, so but moving on from that stuff, I don't know if you guys saw it, but the Mary's Market opened, and it's basically a food pantry on campus as a resource for the students, which I think is amazing for a couple of reasons. We all remember what it's like to be a broke college student. You know what I'm saying? Like I mean, it's fun when you're in college and you're broke, but I mean, being broke is never any fun. Now, the fun part was figuring out uh how to eat, how to go find 10, 15, $20 to go to Burger King or Wendy's and get you something to eat or whatever. But I'd be surprised if there wasn't a lot of, I don't want to say food insecurity, because a lot of the kids have um calf meals, calf cards and calf plans, dining plans. So I know that kids aren't going hungry per se, but I can only imagine if you only have the meal plan. And I know back when I was in school, like if you just had the meal plan and you didn't have no money or no bread to go get nothing extra, like, the calf closed, at least when I was in school, it closed at what, 6, 7 o'clock, 8 o'clock. And if you ate a early dinner, you got to figure out what you're going to eat for the rest of the day. And like, that ain't cool, because, you're in college, you keep late hours. So if you ain't got nothing to eat in the room, you may go to bed hungry. And so I think food insecurity in college should be forbidden. So the fact that they have this food pantry now on campus where kids can go and stock up on just things they need. I don't know that they'll allow them to just go in there and go grocery shopping, but if you go in there and you hungry, you want to cook you something, you can go down to the food pantry and get you some whatever. I don't know what's all going to be included, but I think things like that are important for the students, and having resources for the kids. See, a lot of the time we just, you forget when you're on campus. Um, Thank you for confirming that, Tundra. Um, a lot of the kids on campus, like, you just think they're going to class and they're going back to their room and then chilling. But I mean, kids have to have resources. They have to have amenities, like things that will make their lives easier. And those are the things that I hope the school continues to focus on. Um, when in the coming years, right? I hope they continue to focus on like the student experience and making sure that when they are there for whatever little bit, 2, 3, 4 years that they're there, that we're doing the best for them. And I think those are the things that really matter. So yeah, If you haven't seen it, they got a really cool story up on the Facebook page, and they're talking about the pantry, and it's in the General Studies building. The Dr. Ann Taylor Green General Studies building, which we all love her. Remember her from back in those late '90s, early 2000s years. Um, and then at the same time, Mr. Clarence Childs has been awarded or honored with his own named building on campus. I think it's the Clarence Childs Center for Innovation. And I think that opened recently, which is incredible. He's a former VP at Bethune-Cookman. And I believe he was there up until, I think, 2005. Yeah, if you remember Mr. Childs, he was like a no nonsense guy, but really still like really nice, kind of like that older uncle, grandpa kind of vibe. Great person. And like he's the type of person that should have their name on the building at this institution, just like Dr. Ann Taylor Green, which like the people that are named on buildings, like you really understand why. Um, if It's really two ways you get his name on the building. You either got to be rich, three ways. Rich, you have to be an incredible person to the institution, or both. That's the third way. And so kudos to Mr. Childs for having a building in his name, in his honor on campus, which I think is like amazing. So yeah, where we going next? Um, oh, we gotta talk some band. So I don't know if you all have seen um the Travis Scott post where he's trying to get these somebody to do his song. I think it's 4x4. And I'm trying to get this thing. Let me turn this one off so I can see it. Yeah, he says Travis Scott tweeted, any HBCU or really any college with a band, big or small, that stand to take on that horn. So first thing, I love you, Travis Scott, but we need to get him enrolled in some classes just so we can fix the grammar. But it's neither here nor there. It's neither here nor there. No pun, no, I don't mean no disrespect. Anyways, big or small, that stand to take on that horn arrangement from 4x4. I'm down to bring you with me to Coachella to do it with me and possibly figure out a way to take care a semester because college is hard and necessary. But music is fun. Show me something, which I think is cool. And I'm always gonna cap for Orlando. I mean Orlando. I'm always gonna cap for the Marching Wildcats. Um, I think they, especially now, I don't know that let me say this. I feel like I feel like our band program has kind of faded into like the background of HBCU marching band world. Because for a long while it was like Bethune Cookman and then like everybody else, and I kind of feel like we've taken a back seat to some programs who they're not better than us. It's just like for whatever reason, I don't know. And the band doesn't travel like they used to because of budget and all that stuff. So I'm sure that's got something to do with it. I don't know, but I would love for us to be involved in some like high visibility um publicity moments. We used to have a lot of them, and they're kind of few and far between now. Money Long, I think that was earlier in the year, but that was typical, halftime show with a guest, which was cool. But it'd be great to see the band kind of get back to that, that Hollywood status that they used to have, and so I thought that was cool. I know a lot of people reached out to Mr. Wells and Tiffany Todd and all the people and they probably saw it 1,000 times because everybody was showing it to them. But you know what I'm saying? Everybody just wanted to see the band. do their thing. So I get it. Um, so I told y'all I was a little disappointed, and I'll tell y'all why now. So tonight, and actually, oh, I got. Let me go into before I go into my spiel. Let me go ahead and do this now. I got contacted, and I told who sent me this. Let me figure out who sent me. Shannon Fulton sent me this, and I'm just going to do. She asked me. She said, "Hey Steve, would you be so kind to talk about they got a community service event?" So I said, "Sure. I'll make sure." I told y'all if y'all have Bethune-Cookman related functions that you want me to speak to or amplify, I'll do it. And now, again, I'm not trying to do church announcements every week, but again, if time permits, and I feel like this is a good week to do it, so I'm gonna do it, and I'm gonna read it in my best DA voice. I'm gonna just read the little intro. All right. Greetings, Soror. Thank you for your commitment to giving back to the community by participating in our annual day of service with the Delta Alpha Alumni Association. That's my DA voice. And so they y'all don't know this, but I'm honorary DA, and they don't like it when I say that, but I am. Like, those my sisters. So but I told her I would shout out. I'm just having some fun. See there they go. Um that's funny. Yeah. So but yeah, they're having an event at New Life Church, February 22nd, 9. I think it's like 9 to 11 is what the thing said. And I told her that I would you know put this out so that the DA members up here in Atlanta um can, you know they can know about it, and they can attend. So there's that, Shannon. All right. So I'm gonna go on a little bit of a rant to myself and then a rant to the alumni. All right. So I put out a call today, and the rant to myself is, man, why didn't you do this sooner? Like, why didn't you announce it sooner? So I'm gonna be honest. Like, I didn't think about the idea for the alumni. It was literally this morning. So I said, well, I got a full day. I think I should be able to get some people to speak to their accomplishments. I know there are a bunch of alumni out there right now who are doing great things, or who have done this or that, um, that don't get recognition for whatever reason. And so, again, I want to use this opportunity to speak to those. But y'all want to know something? Only one person sent me something, and I can't even use it because it's like more historical. They like somebody sent me like a lot of it's history stuff that I will share at some point. It just wasn't necessary for tonight, and so or didn't fit what I was thinking to tonight. But um that was the only one I got. Like, nobody submitted any recognition, nobody got promoted, nobody had any good news, this or that. And again, the critique to myself is I should have did it sooner. But my critique to the alumni is, I hope that because a bunch of people liked it on all the platforms. A lot of people saw it on Instagram Reels. Some people liked it on Instagram. I posted it in all the groups, and people were liking it and sharing it, and nobody said anything. And I was thinking, all right, maybe they'll start trickling in, but nobody said anything. So I hope that is just the alumni being a little bashful. Listen, do not be afraid to talk about your accomplishments, because um, if you don't talk about them, then nobody else will. And so, part of what this show is about, and it doesn't have to be Cookman related accomplishments. I mean, if you did something special, and if you did something special, put it in the comments, and I'll talk to it tonight. But again, I want to be able to speak to the all the good that the alumni does, because you guys really do a lot of good things. And I don't want it to fall on deaf ears that we have some amazing people. So I'm gonna shout, listen, I'm gonna be y'all biggest hype man. The Ave and this real show and Steve Holmes specifically, I am here to be your hype man. So if you did something, I don't care if you, yeah, I don't, listen, I don't care if you, how small it is. Man, this happened to me. And guess what? I'm gonna say, Tundra, what she said, we are modest. Yeah, y'all are modest. And I don't like that at all. I don't like that. We don't need to be modest. I mean, now this is coming from probably the most modest guy like ever. But I enjoy um I enjoy talking about the good of the institution. That was why we thought about the Av to begin with. Like, it exists because of how how wonderful you guys are, and you guys have supported me. So listen, I want to be reciprocal to that same support. So but what I'm gonna do this like once a month, and I'm going to the first Thursday of every month for the time being is going to be all about the alumni, whatever I called it, all hail the alumni. That's going to be every first Monday. So y'all have a month. Y'all have a full month to get your accomplishments, your success stories, your good news, whatever it is. You got a month to get it together so that when we do this in March, I can spend 30 minutes, 45 minutes just telling people how amazing y'all are, because that would make me feel great. You know what I'm saying? So, she said, Chantel, we'll be ready in March. I listen, I'm gonna hold you to it. I'm gonna hold you to it. If y'all not ready in March, I'm cursing everybody out. I'm playing. I'm not gonna curse y'all out. I love y'all too much. Um, but seriously, I do want to make sure that like you guys are just that we talk about y'all, because again we have like amazing people that need to be talked about. That was kind of like, I thought that was going to be able to carry me for 30 minutes. Um, but I don't think I'm gonna be able to ramble anymore. I got a couple last things. Oh, I'm lying. I do have two people, but these are things I found um over time that I said I was gonna mention. A couple of weeks ago, um, and if y'all see her, tag her, Gelda Frank received her doctorates. I think it was in nursing, I believe. So big shout out to Gelda. Me and Gelda go way back to Jones High School in Orlando, Florida. She's a great person. And so she's done a big thing, and I know there was a post on it on Facebook. Maybe it was last week or the week before last week, but um she went to the school. She's a wildcat, through and through. So congratulations to her. And there's a young man, I don't know him personally, um but his name is Car Carnell Wadi. I think that's how you say it, Carnell Wadi. If you see him, tag him. Big shout out to him, because I believe, and I'm just going off the top of my head, that he has been tasked with opening up a Marriott. I believe he does. He somehow does that for Marriott, but I think he's opening up his first or second one. And so, listen, man, again, we have people out here doing amazing things, and those are two that I just wanted to highlight, to talk about. But things like that, right? Obviously, those are two, pretty significant things, but they don't even have to be that significant. And of course, Gelda is also Delta Alpha. She is. So that's our soror. Yay, yay, soror. Um, but yeah, it's important that we talk about the big and the small, not just, you know, the humongous things that we want to pay attention to, because we do have the humongous things, but that's not all. Like, we are a full spectrum of goodness. You know what I'm saying? Last thing before we get up out of here, I know it's a short show. And it's only because I didn't want to get too deep into the other stuff. It's February month. Excuse me, Black History Month is February. First show of the month. I'm like, I'm not going to tear anybody down. I'm not going to do anything negative. That's not happening, at least not today. Today is about lifting everybody up. The board meeting did meet on Monday. And from what I know, from what I've been hearing, they are about to reset the presidential search, and they are like reshaping the entire way they do it. Um, Not reshaping it the entire way, but they're just kind of resetting from what they've done in the past. I think they've got a new person over it now, from what I hear. So keep your eyes open for that, because they'll probably, I don't know when they're going to announce it, or announce it or start it. I hope very soon, because we need a president. But just know that that is coming down the pipeline, and it appears that our board has hit the ground running. I do have a little bit of a critique. It's been a couple of weeks, and we haven't really heard anything from the board officially since there's been that change. It'd be good to hear from y'all. And let me say this. Uh, Anybody from the school, the board, leadership, you all are welcome to come on this platform and talk to me anytime. My door is open. The people want to hear from you. You don't have to feel like this is a, a project against power, leadership, or anything like that, but rather this platform is for Bethune-Cookman University, full stop. So students, leadership, board, whatever it is, stakeholders, if there's an angle that we can take, that we can talk about, that is going to be of value, and we can serve as a resource to the people that matter, um let's come on the show and let's talk. Let's talk out the issues, so that we don't have to about uh read about it in the news from something slanted, right? Come tell the story. And again, like I always say, we've got to be better about us telling our story the way we want it to be told. And so, um, y'all, it has been great. I'm not going to hold y'all too long. Um, it's been a good show. I had a technical glitch at the beginning. Um, but I thank y'all again. Y'all see my little thing right there. If you want to donate to the show, support it. All contributions. We had a couple more last week. I'm taking all that money and using it to make this thing official. I want to grow it. I want to get some help. I want to get some new equipment, like all the things. So I appreciate y'all. And yeah, peace. Love y'all.